All right, well, I guess we'll call the meeting to order, and if Karen shows up, that'll be great. So, good morning. Today is November 17th, 2025. It's 9 a.m. This is the Manistee Blacker Airport Authority regular meeting. And Lindsay, could you please call the roll?
Mr. Walker?
Yes, here.
Mr. Becker?
Here.
Mr. Don?
Here.
Ms. Goodman?
Here.
Ms. Kaminsky? Mr. Peacardy?
Here.
All right, thank you. We will get right into it. I'm looking for an approval of the agenda. I think we have copies of the agenda for everybody. Thank you. Get a chance to look that over, and I would look for, do you want to add the numpster?
Your discussion if you want.
All right, we're going to add, under new business, let's see, the number 5, dumpster discussion.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda as amended.
Motion by Jeff.
I'll support.
Thank you, Preston. All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Moving on to public comment. Do we have any public comment? Anybody from the public online? Gone. Thank you. All right, approval of minutes. Everybody has the minutes in front of them. And encourage you to look through those quickly and...
Did I smell that?
The chair's too high.
That was
All people.
I'll make a motion to approve this.
All right, motion by George.
I'll support.
Second, Preston. Thank you. Any discussion on the minutes? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, thank you. Let's move on to the treasurer's report. October 2025, accounts payable and general funds.
Okay, I just need you to approve the, accounts payable. I don't think there was anything really pretty standard except for a little repair on there, on the truck.
Okay.
So give me the number, accounts payable.
600 and,
15,301.76.
Approve accounts payable for $16,301.76. 600. I'd rather have
I know, me too.
All right, motion by Karen.
I'll second that.
Thank you, Jeff.
And then you have your October revenues and expenditures, 3 warrants, this is for 1 month, new fiscal year. So those are your new budget numbers over there, which, I need to change to 25, 26, when you look at that, sorry, I'll fix that for next round,
Just separate approval for this?
yeah.
Okay.
And so then,
Susan, I'm sorry, we have a motion on the table.
oh, but let's discuss them first.
Okay, go ahead.
So, when you look at the activity for October, we haven't gotten in, Contour's October payment yet, so just keep that in mind. If you add like another $25,000, that's really where October would have ended. So you wouldn't have been in the negative at the bottom of the 15,000, so just.
I'm assuming this is due to the
It's just the
shutdown.
timing, yeah, it's just timing, so, I did want you to be aware of that, so, and then, when we approve the budget, we'll have to make some adjustments to that. I think we had not considered the budget that included a person, so salary person. So we'll adjust those as we're going out throughout the year. So when I look at the budget, think of that bottom line number as your budget when you're comparing things too. Don't so much look at the line items right now, but kind of the end numbers when you're looking at that. And I'll adjust those. I'll make some adjustments next month and bring them to you guys and have you approve those so we can adjust those. When we're looking forward, it'll be a more even line for those budgeted line items. Okay? I want you to keep that in mind when you're looking at that. Because like, as you can see, you know, there's nothing budgeted for the salary or the FICA or the health insurance. That all went under your other line item. The contracted services. So we'll fix that. Okay? So that was all for that, and then your trial balance is just for the 1 month. And then hopefully next month, I'll have a better idea of where we ended at fiscal year, because I'm starting to look at everything and do those accounts receivables and then the payables. And then, I should have a pretty good idea next month where the airport landed. And then, in January is when our audit starts, so. Okay? No.
Good?
You can approve those, yeah.
All right, any questions for Susan? So we have a motion on the table, and a second, right,
Yep, for the accounts payable.
for the accounts payable?
And the financial statements, we can probably just start putting, the number C for the financial statement.
All right, so this is A and C. Okay, all those,
It's just C,
Confused me.
it's just C, I'm
We
sorry.
didn't vote on A yet,
Oh, yeah, I thought they approved the accounts payable.
just the motion.
Oh, okay,
We didn't, yeah.
okay. Sorry,
We have a motion.
not enough coffee this morning.
So we have a motion and a second for
Okay.
the accounts payable, and then we'll need to do the revenue and expense separately.
all right, and we need a roll call for this, right?
Yes. Okay.
Mr. Walker?
Yes.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Dodd?
Yes.
Ms. Goodman?
Yes.
And Mr. Picardi?
Yes.
All right, thank you. And next, we need the financial statements approved, right? Okay. So I would look for a motion to approve the, October 2025 financial statements.
I'll make the motion.
Motion by George,
Or,
second by Jeff. Further discussion, questions? Lindsay, please call a roll.
Mr. Walker?
Yes.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Dodd?
yes.
Ms. Goodman?
Yes.
Mr. Picardi?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Do we need to talk about anything on the capital improvement fund? Or do you want?
No, we just haven't.
All right. Thank you. Committee reports and discussion. Executive committee, been meeting informally with Miles and, getting him up to speed. He's getting us up to speed. Anything else on executive committee for anybody? All right. Capital projects committee, any update there?
Nothing.
Okay. Budget committee, I don't believe there's any meeting on that. And transition committee.
Transition.
Or transition. Yeah, that's probably gonna go away. All right, getting into old business, I'll just run down this list, EAS, AEAS funding. The funding for those programs was included in the package, that ended the government shutdown. So we are back in action.
Yeah, so late Friday afternoon, they sent they being DOT, sent a letter similar to how they had been doing during the shutdown. It looks like the funding is through the date of the
Contract.
of the package that they sent, so, January 30th, 2026 is what the letter, which I forwarded this morning to you, everybody, what it looks like, so.
Okay.
So, yeah, it was just an update, so no action required on it.
All right. And everything is gonna be reimbursed and,
Yeah, it'll be just, normal operations, so.
all right. thank you for that
as
up.
far as the funding goes.
Airport IT. Miles, why don't you give us an update there?
Yeah, so, met with Curtis, Pinella from Carter Cyber and Gordon McClellan from the, county, late October, to review the IT network infrastructure needs of the airport. So, after I sent the agenda packet, I also sent this Carter Cyber proposal. So it's $2,700. And so it would be to install some networking equipment and then, connect airport systems to that. So access control, cameras, I think HVAC, things like that. So, because I think currently all that is hosted on, Orchard Beach aviation stuff. So what I'm looking for here is, to, approve this proposal from Carhu Cyber.
I'll make the motion that we approve the, Carhu Cyber bid for $2,700.
Motion by Karen,
I'll support.
second by Preston. Further discussion? This will go a long way in getting us transitioned and set up. So, who is gonna be the designated county signatory? Is that okay being Miles?
Miles or so, whatever.
I guess I wasn't, maybe Lisa, but,
It says Manistee County signatory.
yeah.
Or Jeff signed it right there.
All right,
Or we have somebody right here who could sign it.
Yeah.
Have the motion, approval of without being that specific.
Yeah.
Signature of.
Manistee County Administrative Representative.
okay.
That's my adjustment.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, Lindsay, when you're ready, call roll.
Mr. Walker?
Yes?
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Downs?
Yes.
Ms. Goodman?
Yeah.
Mr. Picardi?
Yes.
All right, motion carried, thank you. How about the airport capital improvement plan?
Yeah, so, similar to last month, that we had presented the ACIP. We have a meeting with NDOT this week on Thursday, but I have Mina Hung on the phone, via Zoom to kind of hit some of the highlights and offer, some discussion, I suppose. Go ahead, Stephanie.
Okay, thanks. Good morning, everybody. So what you see in front of you, we do consider to be kind of draft, if you will, only because some of the conversation we expect to have with MDOT on Thursday may move some of this around. Probably the big one to draw your attention to is sitting there in 2027. We have the rehabilitation or reconstruction. We're not sure which direction it's going to go, but mostly it's a reconstruct of taxiway Alpha, Charlie, and lining Foxtrot. You can see there it's about a $3.3 million, $4 million project, with about 3.3 coming from discretionary funds. That's one of our big questions is, we don't know if, FA and MDOT are already tapped out on discretionary funds for 27, in which case that project may need to move to a 28 project. So that's a big point of conversation with them. As well as the actual process for that reconstruction, because you're located on fairly sandy soils. One of the discussions was that we may be able to do a pulverize and resurface project as compared to a full reconstruct. So those are things that we want to discuss with MDOT and FAA on Thursday, and so that may make some adjustments in the program. That also comes with a lighting as well. And right now, we're proposing that all of that happens at the same time. That way, we've got the runway and the airport, all being worked on at the same time as opposed to spreading those projects out. That's also a conversation with them to see if that's viable or not. 'Cause you can see that's about a $2 million project for the lighting. Coupled with that is then also a conversation with you locally. You can see that's about just shy of a $200,000 local price tag, or I guess it's technically 100 and change. So wanting to make sure that you're able to fund that in that time frame. So those would be conversations that will be coming from or coming with MDOT on Thursday. We'll be able to cycle back on that. The other thing to point out is we're showing the SRE equipment, the snow removal equipment in 27, and that's to use up basically the remaining bill, or now it's called IJA, for the Infrastructure and Jobs Act. So we're showing using those funds towards that because that's a low priority project from FAA's perspective and would allow us to get that funded sooner than later. So that's kind of the highlights, and then you can see we're still carrying forward the terminal building plan. Unfortunately, that's we moved out to 2028. And again, as we've been talking about for quite some time, that would have to be locally funded and justified, and we slide to design and so that got moved out in the interest of trying to address your pavement and electrical needs. Andrew, anything I missed on that?
Nope, that sums it up pretty good.
Stephanie,
In terms of what each-
taxiway. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
The taxiway reconstruction, would that be a full airport closure?
That would be it'd be a phased construction. It'd all be in the same summer, but the intention would be to do a phased approach so that there's always access to the runway. There'd likely be like a 2 or 3 week closure to do the connectors, in the, that go right up to the runway. And that probably could get down to 2 weeks, to do that work if MDOT is on board, with the overall project as it's shown.
So that would be a 2-week closure, and that requirement would be that it would be in the summer?
Likely, yeah. It'd have to happen at some point. I mean, I guess the start of the project could be moved one way or the other. We can certainly stipulate that goes, after certain time periods if we want to bid it that way.
Yeah, I think that would be, in the interest of most of our business being done in the summer, with Contour, that it probably makes sense to try and get that into the shoulder season.
Okay. Yeah, and we can get more into some of those specifics, like under design. But yeah, there's definitely things we can do, especially early on, and get it included in the bidding process.
Okay, thanks.
So if we were to get a 1,000-foot runway extension at some point in time, is that taxiway gonna have to be extended equally?
Yeah, the taxiway would need to go to the end of the runway to maintain your approaches at the minimums that they're at. So yeah, that would eventually have to be done as well.
Well, I would hope we're keeping that on our radar.
Yep, the current offset for it is adequate. We would just have to do the extension of it as part of that project.
Other questions for Stephanie and Andrew? All right, Stephanie, Andrew, do you need action from the board on this, or is this just a presentation?
Just a presentation, and our thoughts is we'll probably check back in with you next month just to tell you where we ended up after our conversation with FAA and MDOT.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you. Are you both going to be able to stick on for the rest of the meeting?
Yep, we'll be here.
Okay, great. Thank you. Anything else on the capital? Okay. Credit cards. Burn them up. What do you got?
Just to update, it was approved at the county's, Ways and Means Committee meeting.
Finalized tomorrow.
Yeah, so just a quick update on that.
Okay.
All right.
All right, moving into new business. These are action items. So we have, we're looking for a resolution, 2025-1, authority to bind the Manistee Blacker Airport Authority. This is a resolution to designate the Airport Authority Board Chair, Dylan Walker, as signatory of the Manistee Blacker Airport Authority for the GSA lease and other agreements as necessary pertaining to lease GS 05B 17676 and/or GS 05P LMI 01079.
I will make that motion.
I will support.
Great, thank you. We have a motion by Jeff, support by Preston. Is there any discussion? And this is supposed to get us over the finish line with GSA, right?
Yeah, so my understanding is the novation agreement that was signed in May included this LMI 01079, which I think is the new lease number. So they sent a copy of the novation agreement with that struck out, and it needs to be initialed. So that was, since it was done back in May, we needed to designate a new signatory, which hopefully we'll do this morning. And then, so that'll take care of the novation agreement, which hopefully we'll be able to get the new lease after that point. And then we would bring the new lease before the board when that time came. This hopefully will cover the signing or initialing the novation agreement, but also the lease when that comes up, so.
Any more questions? Lindsay, call a roll, please.
Mr. Walker?
Yes.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Dunn?
Yes.
Ms. Goodman? Yes. Mr. Picardi?
Yes.
All right, thank you. Resolution 2025-2, authority to sign contracts, grants, certifications with MDOT Office of Aeronautics. This is a resolution to authorize the Airport Authority Board Chair to execute airport-sponsored contracts with the State of Michigan Department of Transportation, Office of Aeronautics, on behalf of the Manistee County Blacker Airport.
I make the motion that we support resolution 2025-02.
Thank you, Karen.
I'll second it.
Thank you, George. Any questions or discussion?
Yeah, I would just add, so currently Barry is the designee, so, for this type of stuff, I thought it was appropriate to have the board chair do that, and then we can update MDOT with whoever the board chair happens to be. But then they could send the electronic signature request to that person.
All right, thank you, Lindsay. Let's call a roll.
Mr. Walker?
Yes.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Dunn?
Yes.
Goodman?
Yes.
Mr. Picardi?
Yes.
All right, thank you. 60-month lease for a small office copier. Staff received a quote for a 60-month lease for a small office copier, Xerox B415DN, at the monthly rate of $27.74 or $332.88 per year. This lease would be held by the county. We're seeking authorization from the board to authorize the county controller to sign the copier lease.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Karen.
I'll second that.
Thank you, George. Any questions, discussion? I think this is going to be good to have copying capabilities.
How much does it cost? Is it that expensive to purchase one?
The lease covers service, maintenance, ink.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, ink alone would probably be $330.
Yeah, $27 a month.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so the option I proposed was for the 800 copies, so beyond 800 copies, they charge you a per page. So.
Okay.
Otherwise, the next tier was like 3,000, so I wasn't sure I'd reach that limit, so.
All right, any other questions? Lindsay, could you call roll, please?
Mr. Walker?
Yes.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Dodd?
Yes.
Ms. Goodman?
Yep.
Mr. Picardi?
Yes.
All right, thank you. Okay, next we have a change order for insulating city water main and temperature monitoring. I'm gonna read through this and then, we'll get some additional information. There's a need to insulate and add temperature monitoring probes along a portion of the city water main that runs through the airport property from its well in the southern portion of the airport to a pump house at the northwest corner of the airport property along US 31. The cost to install the insulation and temperature probes is $183,900. Staff is waiting on MDOT to verify the eligibility of these costs to be covered by grant funds. The cost for monitoring is $900 per year per logger or $90 per month per logger, and we can start and stop that as needed. The cost for monitoring will be local only. This is time-sensitive work. Due to the approaching winter season, staff is seeking authorization to allow the airport director to sign the change order for installing the insulation and temperature monitoring probes and loggers. So, we brought this up, I think last month, the previous meeting, when we moved the dirt for the, runway lighting project and, adjustments to the, what do we call that? Safe
Yeah, the object-free area.
object-free area. We moved some earth that was over the city's water main, and, now it's below the city's, expected coverage for protecting it from the freeze. The proposal, which I think has been accepted by the city, is to insulate over that water main so that it doesn't freeze. That replaces the extra coverage from the dirt. And they've requested that some temperature monitoring devices be put in so that we can make sure that the insulation is working. And Stephanie and Andrew and Miles have been working with MDOT to find out if this extra cost is going to be covered by MDOT. Does that summarize it? What else do we need to know?
So if it's $900 per year, is that like every year? Who covers that $900 cost?
We have to monitor the city's well system.
Which we're not being compensated, so
Yep.
for it being on our property.
So we've asked the city that, you know, they're gonna monitor their equipment. So we've asked the city to pay for the subscription, and, you know, they're gonna handle their own data.
Yeah, I mean, people who did the work out there, they didn't look at what they were doing in some places where they removed all that soil. So we're fixing that, or want to fix that, or have to fix it. Hopefully, that was MDOT, right? But hopefully MDOT will come up with something. Who put up the lighting and stuff out there? Why did that soil get removed?
The soil was removed because, the original soil levels needed to be adjusted for the object-free area.
Okay, let me interject here. I'm gonna cut through all the nonsense, so everybody is clear. Misdig was notified through the engineering process.
Okay.
The city received 3 misdig notifications, if I remember correctly, all right? The city did not respond to those misdig notifications. That should have been part of the entire bid process. It should have been notified, and everything should have been cleared as opposed to the misdig request hitting the round file cabinet, so to speak. So, the dollars, if MDOT is willing to cover it, no foul, no harm to a degree. But then this whole process, if the city wants to monitor it, the city can monitor it. If there's additional cost, if MDOT covers it, great. If not, then there's gonna be other issues.
Yeah, well, that's
And
where
then
I'm
we'll sit down and we'll try to hash something out.
Yeah.
But when that whole process, from that missed dig, and to me, that's it in a nutshell, changes the dynamics of this dialogue significantly.
Yeah, because that was my point, like, how did you not know something was there? So, yes, I'm,
There.
So,
Over.
this is information only, right now?
well, somebody has to sign the change order, but whoever signs it is committing to paying for it.
Correct.
And we don't have the money, and I don't think it's, I mean, to your point, this separated $50-some thousand for the monitoring.
Don't we have to get a commitment from the city to pay for that too, so we don't?
Yeah, so Stephanie and Andrew, where are we at from MDOT on if this is gonna be reimbursable?
The phone call we had with them early last week sounded generally positive, but they had said they would get back to us by last Friday. We have not heard from them. So at the moment, we are still in limbo if they're going to find it to be eligible. And even if they do, the challenge with it is the cost or the dollars to pay for the change order. They indicated it would not come until the project is actually closed out. So it could be, up to a year before we've got the dollars to actually make good on the change order. So, if they come back and say well, there's a couple different things because there's multiple funding in this project that we may be able to pick one over another that may be able to move it around quicker. But we need that comment back from MDOT to tell us, A, yes, eligible or not, and then B, what pot of money are they going to try to reimburse it? It's all under the threshold for being able to be included. We've got a 15% contingency, if you will, that we can go above, and it's within that range. So dollar-wise, it shouldn't be an issue to cover it. It's just a matter of the timing on it. And as noted in, I think that was Miles' summary, it is time sensitive that, we're getting freezing temperatures already. So we do need to move quickly on it. Andrew sent an email on Friday asking, where are we? And I believe, Andrew, correct me if I'm wrong, we've already contacted him again this morning saying, we need direction.
We haven't done it again this morning, but yeah, that the intention is to reach out again and get an answer.
Well, even so, if they say likelihood is 90%, if we ink it from the authority, then our liability is sitting there. I would say it's time for the city to stand up and say, we have either a sideline, separate written agreement with the city in regard to that for reimbursement, or wait.
They're the ones that are gonna hurt the most.
Have we talked to the city
Oh, yeah.
about, and they don't want any part of it?
Well, they are good for trying to divert other people's pickup.
I mean, it's pretty black and white, right? Because it's their line.
Again, it's the misdig. Everything goes back to that misdig, as far as I'm concerned. That changes the game enormously. And again, when it's all said and done, but, again, the city needs to stand up here.
Mm-hmm. I
would
think
agree.
Barry said it too. It's like they've never made any kind of payment or anything, for the right of way for any of this.
Yeah,
So they've had a nice sweet deal for many, many years.
And if they want to go in and renegotiate the entire contract, we can look at something along those lines as well.
Yep. What I'd throw out there. You guys can pay it, or we can negotiate that contract differently.
So Stephanie and Andrew, functionally, the airport's the only one that can authorize this change order, is that right?
Correct, because you are the contract holder with M&M on the project.
Okay. So it sounds like we need to, once we hear back from MDOT, we need to sit down with the city and find out who's gonna front the money until reimbursement's done, and understand that if no reimbursement occurs, we don't feel responsible for this. Is
Correct.
that what I'm hearing?
Yep.
Yep.
I agree.
For time frame, all else, you can't negotiate any other way. You know, we would be like the last resort for, okay, we could do 50% with you guys. But if they, because I just don't, from what I hear, it would be, I doubt if they'll even come up with 50%. Pretty tough on the city side right now. So, trying to get this done.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
So it's like, okay, would we be willing to float 50%, but they're gonna have to pay us, you know, we get that when the money comes through. That would be an absolute last resort to get it done, but I think it's their responsibility. And if there's 3 misdigged letters,
Well, they're separate misdigs because of the separate, but there was 3, we've got the documentation.
So,
Who would we talk to at the city about this?
Well, the city manager and DPW director.
Bill and Jeff?
And then they can involve council if their need is.
Mhm.
I think your summation's a good summation, we'll put it that way.
okay. So we, I guess, are gonna sit on this until the next meeting.
Well, we can always have a special meeting if need be.
Yeah.
Doesn't the contractor also need some notification? He's not just sitting there waiting, ready to go do it, so.
I know.
With the weather and everything, he's probably.
Yeah, it's like November, frost is starting to.
So currently, the contractor did have availability next week, to do it. I haven't checked to see what their schedule looks like into December. They're gonna probably start laying their guys off, for the winter, because their work is finishing up. That's not to say they won't keep guys on to do this work, but, those are kind of what we're running into with them.
Well, I would suggest, you guys do what you do with MDOT, and Miles can contact the city manager, and, we'll see how things can expedite. But we're not gonna be sitting here hanging on to a $100,000 or $200,000 bill because the city doesn't wanna come to the table on this one. That's nonsense.
Understood. We'll, keep pushing MDOT and get back to, Miles and Dylan as quickly as we hear something.
Thank you.
Great.
You'll reach out to Bill, tell him that, you know, you understand this is, you know, under.
Time sensitive.
Time sensitive, but
Mm-hmm.
this is a big chunk that we don't have either. It's your property.
Mm-hmm.
Call Karen Goodman, 'cause she'll give you an earful.
There's only one party involved that's collecting revenue off that well.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. We'll move on. And we'll have a special meeting if we need to. All right, thank you. All right, number 5, dumpster discussion. We've added this, the conversations I've had with Miles, are just that, you know, we've been storing, bags of garbage inside the utility room. You know, it clutters up the room, it gets in the way of access to the utilities. You know, we've enjoyed essentially free garbage service from the township, for a long time, but I think, you know, the desire is to get that moved outside, so we can either, you know, build a shed to put the garbage in, or I think in the spirit of handling it once, I think we just order a dumpster.
It's a small one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what we looked at on the surface level is about $2,500 a year to handle garbage service. So
Unless we're gonna take it to the end of the property and dump it.
you can't do that.
Have their own little dump.
Anymore.
Isn't there a little ravine down there? Isn't that what they used to do?
We had an opportunity for a trench, but
That was then, this is now.
So
All right,
much
so-
work, such little time.
What I would be looking for is, for a motion from the board to authorize Miles to, engage in a garbage contract with the appropriate, either Republic or Waste Reduction Services. He's gonna shop around, so.
I'll make that motion.
Motion from Karen.
I'll second it.
Thank you, George. Any further discussion? You get clear understanding? Okay.
I don't know
Alright.
how often you'll dump it, every couple of weeks or once a month.
Right.
I've been looking at that because it'll cut the price in half. I don't know how much garbage we have.
I mean, current service is once a week.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, probably once a week.
So, adjust as needed.
Yeah.
All right, Lindsay, can we get a roll, please?
Mr. Walker?
Yes.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Dunn?
Yes.
Ms. Goodman?
Yes.
Mr. Beasley?
Yes.
All right, thank you. Orchard Beach Aviation Report. Mr. Barry, what do you got?
I don't have much to update with, today, since I was on vacation for 2 weeks, and my accountant was off the week before my vacation and was also off last week. It's been 4 weeks, and we've been able to really do anything. But our current plan for transition is to now align with the end of the calendar year, fiscal year, tax year. We'll make everything smoother, so it's end of December, transition of ownership on our feet. Otherwise, day-to-day things, transition is now into winter mode. Our is on Miles' report as well. Our snowplow is back after repairs over the summer, so everything is ready for dealing with snow, even though we've had to deal with it a little bit already. So it's just kind of transitioning into ops mode. Any questions?
Not really towards Orchard Beach. What's the state of our de-icer? Or I guess it's contours.
Miles actually has a little bit of that in his report, but I think
I think, it's been business as usual, and I think that's great. So, thank you. All right, Miles, let's move into, your report.
So of the 4 compliance issues, or first, I didn't hear of any or, address any airport incidents accidents last month. Of the 4 compliance issues from our 139 inspection, we were able to close out 2 of them. There's one, later this month we need to close out, so working on that. Like Barry touched on, the Oshkosh plow truck is back from West Coast Farm Services. And then Contour had a new GIS truck delivered on November 3rd, so. They've had to use it a few times already, so.
Well, do they still have the backup trucks as well?
I believe so,
Okay.
yeah. Which is the one I think they had problems with, that they're calling a backup, but yeah.
Full Smoky?
Yeah. The GSA lease, we talked about that already. I've not heard any updates from Enterprise, so no update, on some signage along the highway. From last meeting, Michigan Airport Planning meeting scheduled for the 20th, so later this week. And then TSA put a new, podium, at their checkpoint, which makes checking IDs and verifying boarding passes more efficient. You essentially don't need to have your physical boarding pass, you just put your ID in and it is able to check the airline systems and stuff, so.
Are they doing the face scan here?
I think it does look like there is something like that. So, as part of the new, equipment they have, but that was put in last week. Car rental, so, since July, it's gone up, at least gone up. So they had 47 rentals in October. Rental days last month were 184 days. The time that they give me the rental report is like very close to the board meeting dates. So next month I may not have November's numbers, so it'll be probably a little bit farther behind moving forward. But it, seems to be progressing well. And then air service update, there were no cancellations in October. There were less enplanements this October than last October. I think part of that was the project having closed the runway. Total enplanements year to date have exceeded total enplanements for 2024. It seems like we're up with enplanements, through the 10 months, 2025 versus 2024. Load factor, so the available seats, hopefully I calculated that right, but the enplanements we had last month, so about just shy of 42%. And then for next month, I would anticipate, there were some delays because of the shutdown with ATC staffing at O'Hare. And then some of the FAA mandated flight reduction. So there were some flights canceled last week. Excuse me. So I'm not quite sure what we might experience moving forward now that the shutdown is done, but I don't think it's, flip a switch and everything goes instantly back with the number of flights. So yeah, that was kind of the best I could do for last month. Any questions on the air service stuff?
I'll give a couple of additional data points that I just had time to actually work on yesterday. So for delays for October, Contour at 20% flight delays, which is their second best month since they've been here. Their best month was their first month of service, October a year ago, last month. So they actually did fairly well in October. It was a bit shorter month because of the runway closure. But I will also add, though, is that November is looking to be, there are some canceled flights, but a lot of those passengers moved to the other flight that day. But we're going to be down from November a year ago, so now we're kind of comparing apples to apples, Contour to Contour. Probably going to be down about 20% this November versus last November. And in fact, Contour will probably enplane less passengers this November than Cape Air did 2 years ago. So, for whatever reason, passengers don't seem to be utilizing the service right now. Now we've had 3 months in a row of disrupted service, closure at the end of September, beginning of October, and then now November, government travel-related issues. So that, I think, maybe has tended to get people to look elsewhere, and now we have to win them back. But I think there's some interesting things going forward with how the public is accepting and utilizing Contour for what, we collectively, federal government is paying for that. Interesting seeing how these things are developing.
I also think the 41-day shutdown was changed. It gave a lot of people pause on flying and the availability of flying out of a local airport as opposed to going to a GR. I would think even TVC may have took a hit on it a little bit. We continued. You got when you have those hiccups, you gotta win them back no matter what's going on, but that definitely added to the chaos.
Projects, so to your door replacement, we got the independent fee estimate back, and it was within the 10% of Mean Hunt's design scope. So design activities, should be in process. Expecting the grants, late summer, early fall next year, and then construction hopefully soon after. The runway 1028 grading and lighting improvements with the new beacon. So the old beacon, which I, sent a note out, but it was laid to rest on October 30th. Hopefully the new beacon will be up soon, and then operational shortly after that. Manhole covers for electrical ducts out on the field, I believe have been delivered, so it's just a matter of scheduling the work, with the electrician either yet this year, or possibly next spring. City water main, we've talked about that enough, and then consumers, they still need to mark, their power line so they can engineer a solution. And we've been having a good time trying to get the, utility location, company to mark the right line, so. ALP, we actually received a letter from MDOT with the airspace approval, so they're just seeking signature, from the director and the board chair on the title page. And then the MDOT funding, so air service grant, MDOT approved an extension for the, Cross Lake service, partnering with Muskegon and Cape Air plan to meet with Muskegon and Cape Air to review and discuss the proposal and see what we can put together for next year. EGLE funding, so grant proposal was submitted back in July of 2025 to clean out the fire truck. Waiting for response from EGLE, so we've not gotten a determination from them yet if they intend to award or not.
What are you cleaning out?
PFAS.
Yeah, the old foam, yeah. Local funding, so yep, still working on replacing the boilers, with more mechanical. They had some materials to order, and then just waiting for them to come back. And then I did reach out to TKS for the access control and the front door to the terminal. And I think that's it.
Great.
Any questions?
The boiler one that we talked about, is that grant from?
I believe so, yeah.
Revenue sharing.
Yeah.
Thank you, Miles. Barry, anything, you good on the report, Director? All right, moving on, comments by authority members. Jeff, let's start with you.
I was contacted by Congressman Molinar. He wanted to hear about the airport, what's going on, especially with TSA and whatnot, so, arranged a meeting with Miles, and we met here and went over prospective, future endeavors for the airport, runway extension, the terminal expansion, taxiway rebuild, all things that are in the hopper, so.
Great.
It was good to hear from the congressman and help assist on some of that stuff, so. Miles was gonna get us a little summary, and we're gonna make sure his staff had it.
Made the newsletter, so. Anything else? Preston? Good?
Yeah.
George?
All good.
Congratulations, George was, approved by city council for a recommendation to remain on the board for another
But
Another
tomorrow,
session.
we gotta go like that.
I gotta get my application in. I didn't realize the county needs one again. I forgot my procedure.
Well, tell me this.
No.
Tomorrow's appointment is for Adam's old position,
Okay,
'cause his term is up at the end
the end of the year?
So that'll be in December.
Oh, okay.
No, that should just get forwarded to us.
Yeah.
I would think.
Now you have to do a whole nother, well, I guess, I mean, it's our board.
I was gonna stop in there and double check with the clerk.
It is kind of weird how the city still has their nose in that.
That's part of the agreement that we had when, because it used to be joint ownership.
Yeah, well, they're not here anymore.
Well, he's their seat.
Well, that's okay. I mean, it's like if it came to the county, it'd be just fine too, but it's like, they're not involved anymore. So I don't know if it's really even important to give them a seat any longer.
Well, the only thing I would tell you in regard to that, I think it's part of the documentation, as I recall, and I'm just going from way years back.
Mm-hmm.
But I would
That's
think
how they
you would need to
explained it
have
to
a
me.
separate application. It should just be forwarded from the city to the county. We should have a notification from the city saying, George Becker is our
I
candidate.
got a letter Saturday from the city. I left it at home.
But there again, we've got a new clerk and it's fresh to her as well.
I'll
So,
double check.
Aaron, what I would add to that is that agreement was a 10-year agreement. The city was continuing to contribute financially for 10 years. My interpretation is that seat should have gone away with that financial obligation.
Mm-hmm.
It's not necessarily clearly defined in the agreement if that seat is perpetual and the payments were only 10 years or if the whole agreement was 10 years. So
Why don't we dig that agreement up and maybe at our next meeting, kind of talk about that, because, they're not here.
Yeah.
I think it's a bylaws thing too.
well, it's in the bylaws
Yeah.
to reflect what
Right.
the agreement
Right.
said.
Okay.
Miles, take a peek, see what you can come up with. Sure you can get an assist at out of the admin office.
I am in the camp of if you don't bring money, you don't get a vote.
There you go. But we want them to have some money in the game right now.
Yeah.
That being said, George, we're very happy to have you.
Sorry about
Doing a
that.
great job.
George, you caused a lot of problems.
For now.
We're happy to have your continued involvement.
In the paper, it's gonna be because of George.
The George clause.
Well, there's quite an advantage to the city for this airport, and they are getting quite a tourism boost from it, I think, so they should
Everybody
want to
is.
be more involved.
Yeah.
I would hope so.
Well, would have helped if the whole pipeline, if they were.
There, it says Manistee City, Manistee Township, Manistee County, it should be a big, happy family.
All right, thank you. Karen, other comments?
I've done enough.
All right. I don't have anything. Anything else from Lindsay, Susan, anybody around the table? All right, that's the end of our business, so I will adjourn the meeting. Thank you.
All good.